Black holes. A star came out of its main sequence, and then it started to shrink because on the inside there's no nuclear fusion happening with hydrogen pressing together to form new helium having an outward force. It shrinks, and then it shrinks more and more, and then it comes to the red giant phase, and there it is able, because it had shrunk more, it heats it up more through the shrinking together, having 100 million degrees, and now the helium can be formed together to form carbon and oxygen. Again, an outward force. The outward things are blown away, and now we're having just core standing basically there. It's just consisting out of this ash of helium or carbon and oxygen, and it cools down, and it goes completely together. So first that it goes completely together until the shells of the atoms are standing completely together. And now we can't move anymore. It cools down, no movement, no heat. It just cools down and gets darker over hundreds of millions of years. If that big sun at the beginning had more than 1.4 times the size of the sun, so a bit bigger than the sun, then the Houth pressure of the core is too big, and these shells of the atoms break, they shatter. And now it doesn't stay a peaceful white dwarf, just all standing like that as degenerated gas, just standing there forever and ever. They shatter. And now the electrons on the outside of the shells are fusing together with the protons on the inside of the atom and forming new neutrons. And we're having a neutron star. And now it has already shrunk massively. It can shrink again 1,000 times more, and it goes really, really close. It's still a few kilometers, but it goes very close together. And that is a neutron star. So the whole thing consists out of neutrons, all shrunk massively together, completely shrunk together, a few kilometers, turning incredibly fast and emitting light beams and so on. But what happens over the black holes? That happens if they have more than 1.4 times the solar mass. So the shells are shattering, it doesn't stay a white dwarf, it becomes a neutron star. If the sun wasn't 1.4 times as big, but more than 3 times as big, then these neutrons don't hold anymore, and even they shatter. So these shells had shattered in white dwarfs, becoming neutron stars, and now these neutrons themselves are also shattering. And now it just shrinks together until it has zero size anymore and infinite density. So the Houth's sun, or at least the core of it, had shrunk down to become a white dwarf, and neutrons are just neutrons, and now the neutrons have shattered, and the whole thing becomes down to zero size, but it has infinite density. All is pressed onto that. And it has an incredible gravity set, the whole gravity set, and it pulls everything in, even light. And that is a black hole. It's just the sun going completely down together to zero size, infinite density, an incredible gravity pulling everything in, letting nothing out, even not light. That is according to Mark A. Garlick's Cosmic Mechanics book on the page 52.